Okay, so start tayo with our study of calculus by discussing a very famous problem that dates back to the 17th century. Kasi yung modern calculus na meron tayo ngayon, yung differential and integral calculus is nanggaling lang naman actually sa solution sa dalawang problem na ito. Okay, particularly yung tangent problem gave birth to differential calculus. And yung area problem naman, okay, this gave birth to the integral calculus. Okay, pero itong dalawang problem na ito, these are not separate problems. They are interconnected. So, para ma-solve mo yung area problem, dapat alam mo muna kung paano i-solve yung tangent problem. Okay, pero since this is a playlist on differential calculus, magpo-focus muna tayo dito sa tangent problem. Okay, itong tangent problem na ito is a very famous problem noong 17th century. Okay, pero panahon pa lang ni Euclid, meron na tayong tangent problem. And there are several mathematicians and physicists na ang sumubok para isolve itong problem na ito. Okay, kagaya nila Apollonius, si Pierre de Fermat, René Descartes, yung mga physicists like Christian Huygens, Isaac Barrow, etc. Okay, lahat sila, they tried to solve this tangent problem. Okay, and they have varying solutions. Okay, pero the discovery of calculus and yung solution dito sa tangent problem is kinikredit talaga natin sa dalawang mathematicians. Si Sir Isaac Newton, and kay Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Okay, so itong dalawang ito, yung tinuturing or kinoconsider natin as the fathers of calculus. Okay, actually, madami namang contributions yung ibang mathematicians when they tried to solve this problem. Pero their solution was actually more on geometric in nature. Kaya walang masyadong napapatunguhan yung solution. Okay, so si Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, they tried to approach this problem in a much more sophisticated way. Okay, medyo kakaiba yung approach nila sa problem na ito. Which is in contrast sa mga traditional mathematics na meron tayo noon na geometry and algebra lang. Okay, so ano ba itong tangent problem and okay, what is so difficult with this problem? So here is the tangent problem. Okay, we are asked to find the equation of the tangent line at a given point P on a curve defined by f of x. Okay, so pinapahanap sa atin yung equation ng tangent line, okay, at a given point P on a curve defined by f of x. Okay, so dito sa graph natin sa left, yung yellow line natin is our tangent line and yung point of tangency is yung point P. And then yung red curve natin is f of x. Okay, yung f of x natin could be any function. Okay, this is a generic function. Pwedeng polynomial function siya, trigonometric, rational, logarithmic, exponential, etc. Okay, so we are asked to find the equation of this yellow line given that the point of tangency is point P. Right? So ano bang mahirap dito sa problem na ito? Equation lang naman ang line yung tinatanong dito. And you would recall from your high school mathematics na there are several formulas na pwede mong gamitin para ma-solve yung equation ng isang line, di ba? Okay. You have the equations of a line. Equations of a line. Okay, first, we have the two-point form. Okay, two-point form. Okay, so given 2 points in a plane, given 2 points x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2, pwede natin ma-solve yung equation ng line using the formula y minus y sub 1 is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 times x minus x sub 1. Okay? So, substitute mo lang itong x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2 sa given formula, kaya mo na masolve yung equation ng line. And we also have the point slope form. Point slope form. Okay, so given yung point, okay, given a point x sub 1, y sub 1, and yung slope natin which is m, we can solve for the equation of a line using the formula y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Kasi basically itong sa first equation natin, itong part na y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, this is our slope. So pwede natin yan i-replace with m, and then we will arrive at this equation. Okay? So pwede rin tayo gumamit ng slope-intercept form. Okay, kapag given naman yung slope and then yung y-intercept, given yung m and then yung y-intercept natin, 0b, pwede natin gamitin yung formula na y is equal to mx plus b, na kung saan yung m mo is your slope and then b is your y-intercept. Alright? Okay, and lastly, we have the intercept form. So, kapag given naman yung x and y-intercept, pwede mo gamitin yung intercept form. Okay, kapag given yung a0 and yung 0b, pwede natin gamitin yung formula na x over a plus y over b equals 1. Okay, so meron kang apat na formula or equations na pwedeng gamitin para masolve yung equation ng isang line. Now, the question is, can we really use these 4 equations? Pwede ba talaga natin gamitin itong apat na equation na ito? So, let us try to analyze. Okay, let us start with the intercept form. Okay, can we use the intercept form para masolve yung equation ng tangent line? Definitely hindi. Kasi hindi naman given yung x and y intercept. Yung given lang na meron tayo is yung point P, yung point of tangency. Aside from that, wala nang ibang given. Okay, so we cannot use equation number 4. Okay, for a similar reason, hindi din natin magagamit itong slope-intercept form kasi wala namang given na intercept. Okay, so equation number 3 is also not applicable. Okay, how about yung equation number 1? 2-point form. Okay, we cannot also use this one kasi kulang tayo ng isang point. Again, isang point lang yung given. Yung point P lang. So, yung meron lang tayo is x sub 1, y sub 1. Wala tayong x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay, so we cannot use this formula or equation at the moment. Okay, how about yung equation number 2? The point slope form. Okay, pwede ba natin siya magamit? Okay, try natin i-analyze if applicable ba siya. Okay, point slope form. Okay, meron ba tayong given na isang point? Yes, we have a given point which is point P. Okay, how about the slope? Okay, given ba yung slope natin? The answer is no. Okay, hindi given yung slope. Pero maybe, we can find a way para masolve yung slope nitong tangent line. Okay, baka makahanap tayo ng paraan para masolve itong slope ng tangent line. And kapag nahanap na natin yung slope ng tangent line, pwede na natin gamitin itong equation number 2. Kasi meron tayong point and then meron ka ng slope kung sakali man na kaya nating isolve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, so we can use this formula, y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, so dito sa apat na equation na ito, yung pinaka-promising na pwede nating magamit is itong equation number 2, the point slope form. Now, the question is, paano natin isosolve yung slope? Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, so let us first assign a coordinate for point P. So, i-identify muna natin yung x and y coordinate ni point P. So, let us assume that the x coordinate of point P is C. Okay, of course, kung C yung x coordinate niya, it follows that the y coordinate is f of C. Okay, kasi para mahanap mo yung y, isa-substitute mo lang si C sa f of x. Okay, so you will have f of C as the y coordinate. So, the coordinate of point P is C, f of C. Okay? And by the way, ang goal natin dito is i-calculate yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, slope of the tangent line. This is what we need para mahanap yung equation ng tangent line. Dapat masolve muna natin yung slope ng tangent line. Tangent line. Okay? And, okay, ano ba yung formula for slope? M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, so from this formula, you can deduce na kailangan mo ng dalawang point para makapag-solve. Okay, para ma-solve mo yung slope. Okay, and as of the moment, isa lang yung point na meron tayo, which is yung point P. Okay, so let us try to locate another point on the graph of f of x. So mag-locate pa tayo ng isang point sa graph ng f of x. And let us call this point as point Q. Okay, tawagin natin siyang point Q. Okay, and similarly, of course, kailangan natin ng x and y coordinate for point Q. Okay, so let us assume that the distance between the x coordinate of point P and point Q is delta x. Okay, so suppose na yung distance sa pagitan ng x and y coordinate ni point P and point Q is delta x. Suppose that this is delta x units long. Okay, now if this is C and this is delta x unit long, it follows na yung x coordinate ni point Q is C plus delta x. Okay, kasi for example, you have a tree here, tapos ito 5 units long ito kunwari. Okay, this it follows na this is 8, di ba? Kasi 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, using the same argument, if this is C and this is delta x units long, okay, this is C plus delta x. Okay, so the x coordinate of point Q is C plus delta x. Okay, so meron na tayong x coordinate. How about the y coordinate? Okay, of course, okay, para ma-solve yung y coordinate, i-substitute mo lang yung C plus delta x f of x. Okay, so the y coordinate is f of C plus delta x. Okay, so we now have a coordinate for point Q. Okay, meron na tayong coordinate for point Q, which is C plus delta x, comma, f of C plus delta x. Okay, so we now have 2 points on the graph of f of x. Okay, now since meron na tayong dalawang point, mag-construct tayo ng line passing through point P and point Q. And, okay, let us try to call this line as line PQ. Okay, line PQ. Okay, line PQ because it passes through point P and point Q. Okay, pero take note that PQ is not a tangent line. Okay, from this illustration, this is a secant line or secant line. Okay, secant line. Okay, now since meron na tayong dalawang points with coordinates, siguro pwede na tayo mag-solve ng slope. Okay, so let us try to solve for the slope of line PQ. Pero take note that PQ again is not a tangent line. So, secant line siya. So, let us i-label lang natin para hindi tayo malito later on. Slope of the secant line. Okay, Okay, so isolve muna natin yung slope ng second line PQ using this formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, so gamitin natin as the first coordinate yung point P. I-let natin ito as x sub 1, y sub 1. And i-let natin as x sub 2, y sub 2 itong point Q. Okay, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay, and then i-substitute natin sa formula for slope. Okay, M, okay, slope of line PQ or the slope of the second line equals, okay, we have y sub 2 minus y sub 1. Okay, y sub 2 is f of c plus delta x, f of c plus delta x minus y sub 1, which is f of c, minus f of c, all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, yung x sub 2 natin is c plus delta x minus x sub 1, yung x sub 1 natin is c. Okay, so this is now the slope of your second line PQ. F of c plus delta x minus f of c all over c plus delta x minus c. Okay, and notice na meron tayong c minus c sa denominator. C minus c is 0. So, ang matitira na lang is delta x. So, the slope of line PQ, M sub PQ, equals f of c plus delta x minus f of c all over delta x. Okay, so this is now the slope of your second line PQ. Okay, pero again, what we are trying to solve is the slope of the tangent line. Okay, itong na-solve natin ngayon is slope ito ng second line. Okay, so hindi pa ito yung hinahanap natin. Okay, pero the idea is that baka pwede natin gamitin yung slope ng second line para ma-solve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, that's the idea. Baka pwede natin gamitin si second line para i-solve yung equation ng tangent line. Okay, now how are we going to do that? Okay, so dito na papasok yung concept ng calculus. Okay, so this is what we know so far. We know that the slope of the second line is f of c plus delta x minus f of c all over delta x. Okay, so ito yung alam natin sa ngayon. Okay, now how are we going to use this slope para ma-solve yung slope ng tangent line? Okay, so let us try to investigate. Now, ano kaya ang mangyayari if we move point Q closer to point P? Okay, move natin ang point Q papalapit sa point P. Okay, and let us try to do it one more time. Okay, what if ulitin natin ang ulitin hanggang sa maging sobrang lapit na ni point Q kay point P na halos yung distance between them, which is delta x, is so small na halos 0 na siya. Okay, what if we do it for an infinite number of times? Okay, palapitin natin ng palapitin yung point Q kay point P. Okay, to the point na sa sobrang lapit, okay, halos 0 na yung distance between them. Okay, now what do you observe? Okay, habang papalapit ng papalapit si point Q kay point P. Okay, now you would notice na yung green line natin, which is yung second line, is getting closer and closer doon sa tangent line. Okay, so habang papalapit ng papalapit yung point Q kay point P, the second line is getting closer and closer doon sa tangent line. Okay, so as we move point Q closer to point P, okay, the second line is approaching the tangent line. Okay, so yung green line mo is becoming a better and better approximation of your tangent line. Okay, so this means na we can use the second line to approximate the tangent line. Okay, if that is the case, okay, mapapansin nyo na yung habang papalapit yung point Q sa point P, yung distance between the x-coordinate of P and Q, which is delta x, is also getting smaller and smaller. Okay, you would notice that delta x will approach 0. Okay, so liliit ng liliit yung distance between them. Nasa sobrang liit, halos 0 na siya. Okay, so it follows na yung x-coordinate ni point P, which is c plus delta x, will approach c. Okay, so yung x-coordinate ni point Q will approach the x-coordinate of point C. Okay? And it follows also na the y-coordinate of point Q will approach the y-coordinate of point P. Kasi yung y variable mo is dependent on your x. Okay? Now, since your formula for slope is expressed in terms of y and x, okay, it follows that the slope of line PQ, or the slope of the second line, will also approach the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so itong slope ng second line natin will approach the slope of tangent line, okay, habang yung point Q is getting closer and closer to point P. Okay, now what does this mean? Okay, habang papalapit ang point Q sa point P, yung second line natin is becoming a better and better approximation of our tangent line. Okay, this means that we can use the slope of the second line to approximate the slope of the tangent line. Okay? So this is now the concept of limits in calculus. Okay, yung concept of getting closer and closer to something is actually the concept of limits. Okay, actually dito siya formally na-introduce yung concept ng limits. Okay? Now I want you to focus on the following expression. Okay, dito sa delta x approaches 0 and dito sa part na ito. Slope ng second line approaching the slope of the tangent line. Okay, in calculus, particularly in limit notation, isinusulat natin ito as the limit of f of c plus delta x minus f of c all over delta x as delta x approaches 0. Okay. Okay, so ano yung ibig sabihin nito? Okay, habang yung delta x ay papaliit ng papaliit, okay, as delta x approaches 0, okay, the slope of the second line is becoming a better and better approximation of the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so as delta x approaches 0, the slope of the second line approaches the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kung marunong tayo mag-solve ng limit, okay, particularly this limit, okay, kaya na natin i-solve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, so we now have a means kung paano masosolve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, and going back sa problem, okay, meron tayong given point P, and we now have a formula kung paano masolve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pwede na natin isolve yung equation ng tangent line. Okay, so meron tayong given point, which is point P, c, f of c, and then meron na tayong paraan para masolve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, so we have a point, and then we now have a way kung paano masolve yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pwede na natin magamit itong point slope form. Point slope form, okay, para masolve yung equation nitong tangent line. Okay, so ibig sabihin, na-solve na natin yung tangent problem. Okay, kaya na natin isolve yung equation ng tangent line. Okay, so para doon sa mga may background na sa calculus, okay, this formula, itong limit notation na ito, okay, may seem familiar to you, ano? Kasi this is actually the definition of derivative. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung derivative natin in differential calculus is simply the general formula for the slope of the tangent line. Okay? Since the derivative is expressed in terms of a limit, okay, so ibig sabihin, para makapag-solve ka ng derivative, dapat marunong ka muna mag-solve ng limits. Okay? Okay, so let me demonstrate, okay, this concept para ma-imagine nyo yung uh, totoong tangent problem. Kasi this solution is masyadong abstract, ano, para sa iba mahirap i-comprehend. Kasi wala tayong actual numbers or functions na given. Okay, so let us apply this concept. I-try natin siyang gamitin para mag-solve ng isang tangent problem. Okay. Okay, for example, okay, this is the problem. Okay, we are asked to find the equation of the tangent line to the parabola y is equal to x squared at the point 1, 1. Okay, so given a parabola, okay, pinapahanap sa atin yung equation ng tangent line given that the point of tangency is 1, 1. Okay, so how are we going to solve this problem? Okay, so i-approach lang natin siya kagaya doon sa approach ng pag-solve natin sa tangent problem kanina. Okay, so let us try to visualize muna itong problem na ito by graphing. Okay, so from your high school math, from your pre-calculus class, you have learned na yung graph ng y is equal to x squared is a parabola that opens upward. Okay, ito, y is equal to x squared. Okay, suppose na ito yung graph ng y is equal to x squared. Okay, a parabola that opens upward. Okay, so this is y equals x squared. Okay, the point of tangency is at 1, 1. This is 1, this is 1. Okay, so this is the point of tangency which is point P. Okay, ang coordinate niya is 1, 1. Okay, now, let us solve for the equation of the tangent line passing through the point 1, 1. So, gawa tayo ng equation, gawa tayo ng tangent line passing through, okay, 1, 1. Okay, suppose na ito yung tangent line mo. Okay, so this is your tangent line, itong red line. Okay, tangent line. Okay, let us try to apply the concept na ginamit natin kanina. Okay, first is mag-locate tayo ng another point on the graph of y is equal to x squared. Okay, mag-locate tayo ng point kahit saan dyan. Okay, pwedeng dito or dyan sa baba or pwede naman dito sa taas. Okay, let us call this point as point Q. Okay. So, hindi natin alam kung ano yung coordinate ni point Q. Okay, so mag-assign tayo ng coordinate sa kanya. Okay, of course, hindi ka maglalagay ng exact numbers dyan. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, point Q could be anywhere in the graph of f of x or in the graph of y. Okay, so it is not advisable na mag-assign ka ng particular numbers like 3, 5, and so on. Okay, so since hindi natin alam yung location ni point Q exactly, okay, so let us assume na x yung x coordinate niya. Okay, of course, yung y coordinate is y. Okay, pero we know that y is equal to x squared. So, pwede natin palitan or i-replace itong y with x squared. Okay, so let us replace this one with x squared. So we have x comma x squared. Okay, so this is now the coordinate of point Q. Okay, so since meron ka ng dalawang point on the graph of y, pwede na tayo mag-construct ng line passing through this point. Okay, construct tayo ng second line passing through this point. Okay, so this is now line PQ. Okay, and again, PQ is a second line. And katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, let us solve for the slope of line PQ. Okay, slope of line PQ, okay, using the formula for slope, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, ilat natin as x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 1, y sub 1, yung coordinate ni point P, which is 1, 1, and then ilat natin as x sub 2, y sub 2, itong coordinate ni point Q, which is x squared. Okay, x squared. Okay, and then pwede na natin siyang i-substitute sa formula for slope. Okay, so slope of line PQ equals, okay, we have y sub 2 minus y sub 1. Yung y sub 2 natin here is x squared. Okay, so we have x squared minus y sub 1. Yung y sub 1 natin is 1. Okay, so we have minus 1. Okay, all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, yung x sub 2 natin is x. Okay, so we have x, okay, minus x sub 1. Okay, yung x sub 1 natin is 1. Okay, so we have minus 1. Okay, so the slope of line PQ is x squared minus 1 all over x minus 1. Okay, so slope of line PQ. Okay, and yung basic knowledge mo about algebra will tell you na pwede pa natin itong i-simplify, di ba? Kasi this is a difference of squares. Okay, so pwede natin yan i-factor out as x plus 1 times x minus 1. Okay, so over x minus 1. Okay, and we have a common factor na x minus 1, so we could cancel this out. Okay, so slope of line PQ, okay, equals x plus 1. Okay, so we now have a way para makasolve yung slope ng line PQ or yung slope ng second line. Okay, so going back sa solution natin sa tangent problem kanina, okay, we know that we can solve for the slope of the tangent line using this limit. Okay, so gamitin natin ito. Okay, by the way, we can simplify this one. Okay, pwede natin ito i-write as the limit of the slope of the second line. Kasi itong part na ito is slope ng second line lang naman ito. Okay, the limit of the slope of the second line as delta x approaches 0 is equal to the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so ito na lang yung gamitin natin para medyo simple. Okay. Okay, so para ma-solve natin yung slope ng tangent line, okay, gamitin natin yung limit ng slope ng second line. Okay, so limit of the slope of the second line as delta x approaches 0. Okay, this is equal to the slope of the tangent line. Okay, and we know that the slope of the second line, okay, which is the slope of line PQ, is x plus 1. Okay, so pwede natin ito palitan as x plus 1. Okay, let us replace this one with x plus 1. Okay, so we have the limit of x plus 1 as delta x approaches 0. Okay, so ito yung slope ng tangent line mo. Okay, now what's delta x approaches 0? Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin nito? As delta x approaches 0, if you would recall sa solution natin kanina, yung delta x is the distance between the x-coordinate of point Q and the x-coordinate of point P. Okay, so delta x approaching 0, yung ibig sabihin nito is yung x-coordinate ni point Q, yung x-coordinate ni point Q is approaching the x-coordinate of point P. Okay, so pwede natin yan palitan. Kaya replace natin ulit with the limit of x plus 1. Okay, again, yung ibig sabihin ng delta x approaches 0 is the x-coordinate of point Q is approaching the x-coordinate of point P. Okay, so yung x-coordinate ni point Q is x. Okay, so x approaches the x-coordinate of P. Okay, yung x-coordinate ni P is 1. Okay, so x approaches 1. Okay, so we can write this limit as the limit of x plus 1 as x approaches 1. Okay, so ito na lang yung kailangan nating isolve, okay, para mahanap yung slope ng tangent line. Okay, now how are we going to solve this limit notation? Hindi pa naman tayo marunong mag-solve ng limit as of this moment, di ba? Kasi nasa introduction pa lang tayo. Okay, so let us try to investigate. Okay, yung ibig sabihin lang naman nito, limit notation na ito is, okay, saan papunta yung x plus 1? Okay, saan siya papunta habang yung x ay papalapit sa 1? Okay, so where is x plus 1 headed to as x approaches 1? Okay, yun lang naman ang ibig sabihin nitong limit notation na ito. Okay, ano yung value na ina-approach ng x plus 1 habang yung x mo ay papalapit sa 1? Okay, so let us try to investigate. Okay, so let us perform a short numerical analysis. Okay, so saan papunta yung x plus 1? Okay, habang yung x ay papalapit sa 1. Okay, so x is approaching 1. Okay, now we wanna investigate kung saan papunta yung x plus 1. Okay, so saan papunta si x plus 1? Okay, so let us try numbers that are getting closer and closer sa 1. Okay, kasi we are approaching 1. Okay, so let us try 0. Okay, when x is 0, of course, x plus 1 is 0 plus 1. Okay, and 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, let us try another number na mas malapit sa 1. Okay, let us try 0.5. Okay, when x is 0.5, of course, x plus 1 is 0.5 plus 1, which is equal to 1.5. Okay? Try pa natin yung number na mas malapit sa 1. Let us try 0.9. Okay, if x is 0.9, okay, we have 0.9 plus 1, okay, which is equal to 1.9. Okay, let us try another number na mas closer sa 1. Okay, we have 0.999. Okay, if x is 0.999, okay, 0.999 plus 1 is equal to 1.999. Okay? Okay, substituting another number that is much closer to 1. Okay, try natin yung mas malapit pa sa 1. Okay, let us try 5 decimal places. Okay, so we have 0.99999 plus 1, okay, which is equal to 1.99999. Okay, so if we will try to continue the process, okay, mapapansin nyo na habang papalapit yung x sa 1, okay, we tried values na 0, 0.5, 0.9, 0.999 and then 0.99999, okay, you would notice that the value of x plus 1, okay, from 1, it became 1.5 and then naging 1.9 and then naging 1.999 and then it became 1.999999. Okay, so you would notice that x plus 1 is approaching 2. Okay, so papalapit ito ng papalapit actually sa 2. Okay, from 1.5 to 1.9 to 1.9 to 1.999 to 1.99999. Okay, so if you will continue the process, if you will approach 1, okay, mag-try ka ng 10 decimal places dyan, 0.999 and so on. Okay, you would notice na yung x plus 1 mo would approach 2. Okay, so this means that the limit of x plus 1 as x approaches 1 is equal to 2. Okay, so this is now the slope of your tangent line. Okay, so na-solve na natin yung slope ng tangent line using this limit. Okay, and take note na wala pa tayong background sa pag-solve ng limit. Okay, that is why we did numerical analysis. Okay, pero in the next videos, we will discuss kung paano mag-solve ng limits algebraically. Okay, na hindi na dumadaan sa ganitong process. Okay, so we have the slope of the tangent line is equal to 2. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay, we have m equals 2 and then meron tayong given point P na may coordinates na 1, 1. Okay? Okay, since meron na tayong point and then meron na tayong slope, we can use the point slope form of the equation of a line, okay, para ma-solve yung equation ng tangent line. Okay, point slope form. Okay, so gamitin natin yung point slope form na y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, of course, yung m natin dito is the slope and then yung x sub 1, y sub 1, okay, yung coordinates ni point P. Okay, so ilet natin ito as x sub 1, okay, and then this is y sub 1. Okay, substitute natin sa formula. Okay, we have y minus y sub 1. Okay, yung y sub 1 natin is 1. Okay, we have y minus 1 equals m. Yung m natin is 2. Okay, so we have 2 times the quantity x minus x sub 1. Okay, yung x sub 1 natin is 1. Okay, simplify natin by distributing 2. Okay, distribute natin ng 2 sa x and sa negative 1. Okay, so we have y minus 1 is equal to 2 times x is 2x and then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, simplifying the equation, okay, let us transpose negative 1 sa right side. Okay, so we have y equals 2x minus 2. Yung negative 1 magiging positive 1. Okay, so simplifying, we have 2x minus 2 plus 1. Okay, so itong negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Okay, so we have y is equal to 2x minus 1. Okay, so this is now the equation of tangent line that we are looking for. Okay, so ito na yung equation ng tangent line. Okay, and okay, we were able to solve this one by simply following our solution doon sa tangent problem. Okay, so this is the equation of the tangent line. Okay, ito na yung final answer na hinahanap natin. Okay, na-solve natin siya nang wala pa tayong background about calculus. Okay, so this is a summary, okay, an overall picture of what you are going to expect in this subject. No? Okay, huwag kayong masyadong matatakot kasi magre-revolve lang naman actually yung differential calculus in finding the equation of the tangent line. Kasi yung pinaka-goal actually sa differential calculus is to find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, sa integral calculus naman, yung main goal mo is to solve for the area below a curve. Okay, pero it turned out na this is more than just finding the equation of the tangent line. Kasi madami siyang application actually sa physics. Okay, hindi lang siya more on mathematics, ano. Okay, actually, Newton was able to formulate his three laws of motion, okay, nung naimbento niya na formally yung calculus. Okay, and this is a very powerful field of math na ginagamit sa engineering and other sciences. Okay, so if you are aspiring for a career na related sa science, mathematics, and technology, okay, it is a must that you have a solid understanding of calculus. Kasi lahat ng formula dyan sa engineering is na-derive using calculus. Okay, so that's it for the tangent problem. Okay, so let us try to summarize yung discussion natin from the very beginning. Okay, so here are some of the salient points that we have discussed so far. Okay, yung concept of getting closer and closer to something is the idea of limits. Okay, and okay, we have also discussed that we can solve for the equation of the tangent line, okay, using this limit. Okay, the limit of the second line as delta x approaches 0. And for those na meron ng background about basic calculus, okay, this is familiar sa inyo kasi this is actually the limit definition of derivative. Okay, so ibig sabihin yung derivative natin is simply the general formula for the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so general formula lang naman siya para sa slope ng tangent line. Okay? And finally, yung calculus, do not forget, is may dalawang fathers. Okay, si Sir Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Okay, actually mas nauna si Isaac Newton kaysa kay Leibniz na masolve itong tangent problem and area problem. Okay, pero kinikredit din natin kay Leibniz ang discovery ng calculus kasi mas nauna siyang nag-publish ng research kaysa kay Newton. Okay, actually mas nauna si Newton ng 10 years, tapos 10 years later saka pa lang siya na-discover ni Wilhelm Leibniz. Okay? Pero kahit na si Leibniz ang naunang mag-publish, credit din natin kay Newton yung idea or yung discovery ng calculus kasi there are proofs na nauna talaga siya kay Newton. Okay, so si Sir Isaac Newton discovered the modern calculus, yung infinitesimal calculus na meron tayo ngayon, okay, during a quarantine kasi merong pandemic noong year 1665 to 1666. Okay, so habang naka-quarantine siya, okay, he was able to solve the area and tangent problem. Okay, so medyo controversial kung sino ba talaga sa dalawa yung nakaimbento kasi there are allegations na nangopya lang ng idea si Leibniz kay Newton. Okay, pero wala namang proof na nangopya siya. So, pareho na lang sila credited as the father of calculus. Okay, and okay, from now on, magiging parang routinary na lang sa atin yung mga ganitong symbols and equation, ano. Okay, parang ang complicated nila tingnan, pero again, huwag masyadong matatakot diyan kasi slope lang naman 'yan. Okay, na-encounter nyo na yan noong elementary kayo. Okay, yan yung rise over run dati. Okay, and then naging ganito sa analytic geometry, naging y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, ngayon, eto na siya ngayon. Okay, naging limit na siya. Okay, so wag masyadong matakot. Okay, slope lang naman ito. Okay, nag-glow up lang. Okay, so that's it for our introduction to calculus. Okay, so in the next video, we are going to discuss kung paano mag-solve ng limits. So if you wanna check out our references, okay, ito yung mga books na gagamitin natin in this series. We are going to use the Calculus Early Transcendentals by Howard Anton and Earl Bivens. And then we are also using the Calculus Early Transcendentals by Ron Larson and Bruce Edwards. And lastly, yung Shom's Outline of Calculus by Elliot Mendelson. Okay, so ginagamit din natin yung libro yung classic book na ni Louis Lathold, okay, as our reference. Okay, that's it for our video number 1. Okay, thank you for watching.